Good morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Super Saturday. My name is Miss Emily, and we have a really special show for you today. Mr. and Mrs. Brown are here from the Ocean Adventure. We're going to learn some cool stuff about the ocean and the whale shark. So please give it up for the Ocean Adventure.
Okay, great, thank you. As you heard, my name is Mr. Brown, and over there's my wife, Mrs. Brown. We live in Southern California, drove here all the way from Southern California, down by Disneyland. And I'm here today because I am a marine biologist. Now, if you're not sure what a marine biologist does, when I say the word marine, that means stuff in the ocean. And when I say the word biologist, that means a person who studies living things. So, as a marine biologist, it's my job to go under the ocean and study animals that live under the ocean. My wife, Mrs. Brown, goes with me because Mrs. Brown is a scuba diving teacher. She teaches people how to go scuba diving under the ocean so we can see all the really cool animals that live under the ocean. Because today, we're going to take you to see a really cool underwater animal. And to give you some idea where we're going, I want to see if you guys have seen this movie here. Has anybody here seen this movie? I think some people have. You guys see some hands? Okay. If you've seen the movie Finding Dory, today we're going to take you not looking for Dory, but looking for Dory's best friend, the whale shark. So today we're going to the Caribbean Sea to look for the largest shark on the planet, the whale shark. But before we take you there, with our video, we're going to talk about sharks and tell you all about sharks.
And we could use some helpers to help tell everyone about sharks. If you're 7, 8, 9, or 10 years old and would like to come up on stage, raise your hand. I need actually 5 people. So 1, 2, orange shirt, 3, blue shirt, 4. 1 more. Who's old enough? Oh, if he doesn't want to, it's okay. It's okay.
Guys, come on up.
Oh, there's another hand. Come on down.
Come on down.
All righty. Hi, everybody. 1, 2,
Okay, hi.
3, 4. Okay,
Right
good.
here, that's good.
Hi, let's all go up on stage, okay? Okay, Mr.
What's your
Brown,
name?
let's get the names.
Ro, okay, good. Hi, come on over. Oh, cool shirt. I love that shirt. What's your name? DJ. DJ, okay, cool.
So, Ro, DJ, and then girls, what's your name? Bo? Julie? Yuli? Gabby. How about Yuli and Gabby come with me?
My guys are staying with me.
Bo let's see, where should we put Bo?
In the middle.
All right, Bo, come in the middle. Come on. Okay, girls, come with me. Okay. All right.
All right, in the middle of the stage.
All right, down
Over
here, Bo, okay.
This is the guy's side.
Wait.
Okay, now,
girls, come
excellent.
down here. Okay, and then right here.
I think we're set.
Okay.
Okay, now, we brought a shark to show you guys. And when you see our shark, you'll see it's kind of a flat shark. Okay, guys, hold the shark right here. Now, yeah, just hold it. It's not going to bite, I promise. Okay, now, this is the actual shape of a shark we worked with just in March. We were down in the Bahamas diving with these sharks called the Caribbean reef sharks. Of course, they weren't flat, but that's the shape of them. Now, sharks are fish, but sharks are a very special kind of fish. Because sharks are so special, as scientists, we have a special scientific name for sharks. And that special name is right here. Okay, guys, hold the shark again. Thank you. The name is called elasmobranch. Can you guys say elasmobranch?
Elasmobranch.
Elasmobranch is a big word made out of 2 smaller words. Check this out. The first part of the word, elasmo, sounds like elastic, like an elastic band. That means it's flexible. You can bend it. The second part of the word looks like branch, but we say the CH with a K sound, so we call that branch. When you talk about a shark, that means a shark skeleton. Well, sharks have a very special skeleton. Sharks have 0 bones inside their bodies. Now, sharks do have a skeleton, but it's not a skeleton made of hard bone like you and I and some other fish have. The fish you want to talk about next are fish we call the bony fish. Those fish have hard bones for their skeleton, like this fish right here. I found Dory.
Okay, Bo, do you want to go ahead and hold Dory for a minute?
Yeah.
I'll give you something
Now,
else later, but just hold her for a minute.
Dory is a bony fish, and she has hard bones in her body. Everybody try this. Take your hand and feel your backbone. Feel those bumps in your back? Those bumps are hard bone, and that's what you and I and Dory have in our skeletons. We have hard bones like our backbone. Sharks don't. Sharks have 0 bones inside their bodies. Now, sharks do have a skeleton, but it's not a skeleton made out of hard bone like you and I and Dory have. Sharks have a skeleton made out of something called cartilage. And you have cartilage inside your body. Everybody try this. Grab your ears and wiggle them. You can wiggle your ears because your ears are made out of cartilage, just like a shark skeleton. Now, grab your nose. Okay, wipe it off first. Okay, grab your nose, wiggle it. You can wiggle the end of your nose because the end of your nose is made out of cartilage, just like a shark skeleton. Now, besides sharks being elasmobranchs, there's another kind of animal you may recognize, also we call elasmobranchs. What kind of animal is this right here? Stingray. This particular stingray is called a spotted eagle ray. Spotted eagle rays are also called elasmobranchs because spotted eagle rays and all the other stingrays don't have any bones. Their skeleton's only made out of cartilage, just like your ears. Now I'll switch with you. Have the girls hold this.
Wait,
you can hold this.
Okay, and...
Oh, the girls are going to hold the other one. I forgot. Yeah.
That doesn't... Yeah.
Okay. Well, now, besides sharks having a very special cartilage skeleton, there's some other special things about sharks, too.
Yes, and I have another shark to show you. And this is what a shark would look like if a shark did not have any fins or tail. You can see the shark's body is shaped like a torpedo. And this special shape allows the shark to slide easily through the water. Okay, so girls, you may hold the shark.
I have a question. If a shark does not swim, where do you think the shark will go? Will it float to the top or sink to the bottom? Tell me what. Exactly, it'll sink to the bottom. So to stay off the bottom of the sea, a shark has to swim. But a shark does not swim like Dory and all the other bony fish. Think about this. The next time you see an airplane flying in the sky, think about a shark swimming underwater. Because a shark swims underwater just like an airplane flies in the sky. So think about an airplane. What does an airplane have on the front that spins around? Propeller, right? Sharks have propellers too. Here's a shark propeller. Of course, we don't call that a propeller on a shark. We call that the tail fin. The shark moves the tail fin back and forth, and that pushes a shark through the water just like an airplane propeller moves an airplane through the air. Now, what does an airplane have to fly? Wings. Okay, we got some shark wings. Of course, we don't call them wings, we call them fins. Now, those two fins are called pectoral fins. Look at this. You can see there is one pectoral fin on one side of the shark and one pectoral fin on the other side of the shark. Those two pectoral fins are very stiff like boards. They're always sticking out. But bony fish, like Dory here, have very flexible pectoral fins. She can bend their pectoral fins forward and swim forwards. She can bend them backwards and swim backwards. She can fold her pectoral fins next to her side. Sharks can't do that. You see, those two pectoral fins are very stiff. They're always sticking out. So the shark does not swim by moving those big pectoral fins like Dory does. The shark only swims by moving the tail fin back and forth. And with those big pectoral fins sticking out, it actually flies underwater like an airplane flies in the sky. Okay, now, the last part of the airplane I want to talk about is the part sticking up and back. You know the thing called the tail? An airplane has to have a tail because if an airplane took off from the ground and that tail fell off, the airplane would crash into the ground because an airplane has to have a tail to fly straight. The same thing on a shark. Look at this. That big fin on the back of the shark works like the tail of the airplane because that helps the shark swim straight. If there was a shark underwater like this, and if the shark did not have that big fin on his back, the shark would not be able to go straight, and the shark would crash into the bottom of the sea and die. So the shark has to have this big fin. Does anybody know the name of this big fin? Well, exactly right, a dorsal fin. Dorsal means back. It's a big back fin. It helps the shark go straight. Most sharks have 2 dorsal fins, a big one and a small one near the tail that helps the shark go straight too. Also, most sharks have this little fin on the bottom of their body. That little fin is called the anal fin that helps the shark go straight. But of all the sharks in the world, they all have these 2 fins right in the bottom of their body. Those 2 little fins are called the pelvic fins. And those little pelvic fins help the shark swim straight, and they also help the shark in steering and slowing down. So now you can see this shark is ready to swim underwater just like an airplane flies in the sky. Okay, now, we talked about how sharks move. Let's talk about something else. When somebody yells, "Shark!" what is the one part of the shark that scares people the most? What's the scariest part of the shark? The teeth. Okay, everybody try this. Take your fingers and tap on your teeth. Feel how hard they are. Sharks have lots and lots and lots of very, very hard, sharp teeth. And that's important for 2 reasons. One reason, by having lots of nice, hard, sharp teeth, that's how most sharks catch their food. But think about this. Sharks have been around since the time of dinosaurs. You will not find any shark fossil skeletons with the dinosaur fossil skeletons because sharks don't have any hard bones, and you really do need hard bones to make good fossils like dinosaurs did. But remember, sharks do have lots of hard what? Teeth, okay? Because they are hard, they do make good fossils. We just happen to have some with us today. These are from a shark I'm sure some of you may have heard of. This is from a shark called the Carcharodon megalodon. Now, megalodon means big tooth. What is that? Big tooth. Now, we know this shark probably had a really huge mouth because of all these big teeth. We think if this shark was still alive today, we think this shark would have a mouth so big you could walk inside the mouth without even bending over. In fact, we think if this shark was still alive today, we think this shark would be about as big as one of those big yellow school buses. So imagine a big yellow school bus with teeth this big. I bet you would not want to get on that bus. But don't worry though, because these sharks are all dead. They're gone, they're extinct. Don't live anymore today. I do have a tooth of a shark that does live today. Let me check pockets here, there we go. Can somebody raise your hand and tell me what kind of shark has a tooth like this? Okay, this guy, what? What kind of shark is this? I'll give you a clue. What color is my shirt? White, exactly right. It's a great white shark tooth. This is, if you ever saw the scary movie Jaws, that's a tooth from a shark about that size. Pretty big tooth, but notice it's not as big as it was a very, very long time ago. But remember, these sharks are all gone. They're dead. Today, the great white shark is the shark with the biggest teeth. The great white shark is not the biggest shark alive today. We're going to take you diving with that big shark today. In fact, show you some of the teeth. But first, I have a jaw I want to show you.
Let me have both of those.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a jaw from a shark that's considered one of the top 5 most dangerous sharks on the planet. On the other side, oh, you have it over there, that's right, sorry. This is from a shark 8 feet long, lives in warm waters in the Caribbean Sea, and this is from a bull shark. Now, check out the jaw, and you're thinking, wait a minute, you said sharks don't have any bones, but you forgot something. You forgot the jawbone. I didn't forget that because that jaw's not bone, it's only made out of dried out cartilage. Now, inside the jaw, there are lots of teeth inside the jaw. In fact, if you want to see it later, I'll probably bring it up so you can check it out. But I'm not going to touch it because these teeth are like razor blades. But in the jaw, they have rows and rows and rows and rows of teeth. Here's what's going on. If you think about it, a lot of you guys have probably lost, maybe you still have your baby teeth. Those baby teeth are going to fall out, and then you're going to get your adult teeth. If you don't take care of those teeth, then you're going to have to get false teeth like your grandparents have. Sharks don't have that problem because they make new teeth all the time. About every 2 weeks, the teeth in front fall out, and the ones behind move up and take their place the very next day. During a shark's lifetime, they're always losing teeth and making new teeth. During a shark's lifetime, they can make as many as 3,000 teeth. So think about this. If you had teeth like a shark, you'd be a millionaire because the tooth fairy would go broke. So check this out. This is the jaw of an 8-foot-long bull shark. Now, be careful, don't touch the teeth, just grab the sides. Grab the sides where I am. There we go. That's it. You got it. And now I'm going to show you the jaw of the biggest shark on the planet, the whale shark. This is from a 20-foot-long whale shark. And it's kind of like a hula hoop with teeth. See all the teeth inside? Really can't because they're so tiny. I'll have you look at it closer at the end of the show. At the end of the show, I'll actually come up and stand by the table. You can come up and see them and touch them even more close up. This is from a 20-foot-long whale shark. Whale sharks are the biggest shark on the planet. They call them whale sharks because, like a lot of whales, they are filter feeders. They swim in the water with their mouth open, sucking up little animals called plankton and small fish. So that's why these sharks don't have big teeth, because they don't use their teeth to catch their food like other sharks do. They're also called whale sharks because they're so big. A whale shark can grow as long as 60 feet long. That's about almost as long as the front of the stage. This one is from a 20-foot-long whale shark. Now, if you look at the teeth, they're very tiny. Kind of looks like Velcro. Very, very tiny, smaller than a grain of rice. If you want to come up again at the end, you'll have a chance to see them even more closely. But inside their mouth at one time, they have 3,000 teeth. Lots and lots and lots of teeth. So the nice thing about this is, don't worry about being bitten by a whale shark, because at the most you'd be scratched. It's not going to hurt you. They have very, very tiny teeth. The largest shark on the planet is the most harmless shark on the planet. Now, besides having teeth in their mouth, sharks have teeth on the outside of their body, because if that was a real shark and you were to touch it, it would feel rough like sandpaper. If you took a microscope and looked close up at shark skin, you would see thousands and thousands of very, very tiny teeth called dermal denticles, which means skin teeth. They're covered in teeth. In the old days, before they had sandpaper, they would use shark skin for sanding wood because it's rough like sandpaper. In fact, today you'll see us scuba diving in warm water down in the Caribbean Sea. Even though the water's warm as a bathtub, we're still going to put our wetsuits on, because, you know, if a whale shark accidentally rubs up against us, it can really scratch our skin because its skin's really rough like sandpaper. So now we've talked about how sharks move. We talked about their teeth, their skin. Why don't you give our assistants a big hand for helping today? Thanks, guys. Good job.
Okay, you may go back and sit with your family now. Thank you so much, everybody.
So now we want to take you diving with great white sharks. To do that, we're going to turn up the lights to show our video. But before we do that, I have a question. Does anybody here want to see what we have under the big black sheet right here? I think most people do. Okay, hands down when we talk about this. Mrs. Brown and I have a lot of video to show you. We don't have a lot of time, but if we have time at the very, very end, we will show you what's underneath the big black sheet. So if you want to see our big surprise, please don't talk to your friends. We'll have time to show you all the video, plus our big surprise, too. Okay, now, lights, please. I want to show you where we're going. We're going to a very special place. It is my favorite place, and probably your favorite place, too. A very special place that we call Planet Earth. When you see our planet, notice our planet is mostly covered up with water. There are more animals that live under the ocean than animals that live on land with us. So to see those special underwater animals, we have to put on our special scuba diving equipment, dive under the ocean, and go on the ocean adventure. Today, we're going to take a visit to see Dory's best friend, the whale shark. Whale sharks live in warm water around our planet. Around our planet, there's an imaginary line called the equator. That's where it's warm all the time. Whale sharks only live in warm water. That blue band around the equator, where whale sharks are found. We're going to take you to Central America today to look for whale sharks. We're going to fly from our home in Los Angeles, California, to Belize City, the country of Belize, about the size of the state of Massachusetts, in between Mexico and Guatemala, on the edge of the Caribbean Sea. From Belize City, we're going to be going along this reef area. This is the longest coral reef in the northern hemisphere. We're going to take this plane. Here I am talking to the pilot. He's going to fly us down to the place where we expect to see whale sharks. It's about a 2-hour flight going from Belize City down here to a place called Gladden Spit. We're going to stay here for 2 weeks and every day take a boat out to this Gladden Spit area where the whale sharks should be. As we look out the window from the plane, we're looking down and we see the edge of the reef. It's about as wide as the football field, and probably about 3 or 4 feet deep. That's shallow water, and that's deep water, and the deep water is where we're looking for whale sharks. Sometimes you can even see them from a plane. They're in shallow water sometimes, right near the surface. We don't see that today. This is Gladden Spit. We're looking out here. That's the place where we expect to see whale sharks. And as we fly overhead, we're looking for fishing boats, because fishermen are catching snapper that will lay eggs that the whale sharks are coming here to eat. As we look down below, we finally see, yes, there are a couple fishing boats here. So the fishermen are catching fish that laying eggs that the whale sharks want to eat. We're going to be staying in Placentia, in this little fishing village down here. That'll be our base of operations for 2 weeks. And when the plane lands, we unload all our gear, check into the hotel. Next day, we get up bright and early, get onto the dock, in the little fishing village here. And this is the boat that'll take us out to go looking for whale sharks.
Yes, this is the dive boat that we use, and it's owned by a brother and a sister. The brother's name is Philip, and his sister's name is Anne Marie. Philip and Anne Marie know right where to go to take us out to look for whale sharks. We go to this special place called Gladden Spit, and it's actually a national park for the country of Belize. It is a protected area, and you do need to have special permission in order to go there.
It's about a 45-minute trip up to the end of Gladden Spit. That white boat is the park ranger. When the whale sharks are feeding during 2 weeks in the summer, in the time of the full moon, the park ranger's here and making sure only people who come here have permits. So before we can do anything, we have to check in with him, show him our permit, and after checking in, he wishes us good luck, waves goodbye, and now it's time for us to go looking for whale sharks.
This is our dive master. His name is Sean, and a dive master is someone who makes sure that all the scuba divers dive safely. And he also teaches us how to behave around whale sharks. So here we are getting ready to go in the water. Notice we have our wetsuits on. We have our tanks on our back. We're putting fins on our feet. We have a mask to go on our face. And we even wear dive computers. And dive computers tell us how much air is left in our tank, when we have to go up, how deep we are underwater, gives us all that information. Now, the way we get into the water, we take a great big giant step right into the water, and when we go down, this is what it looks like.
This is called blue water diving. It's considered dangerous diving because you can't see the bottom. We're about 80 feet down right now, following Sean.
There I am with my underwater camera. Sean is out in front of me.
And all these things floating around us looks like snow. Those are small plants and animals called plankton. That is what whale sharks normally eat. But because the water here is so clear, there's not a lot of plankton. So the whale sharks are not here for the plankton, they're here for fish eggs. And we're looking for the fish right now. I think Sean's found something. And he's pointing it down below. Now we had to drop down to 130 feet down. And these are the fish we're looking for. They're about 2 feet long. They're called snapper. But unfortunately, the snapper are not laying eggs. In fact, they're not even in a close together school getting ready to lay eggs. We're trying to figure out what's going on here because this is not what we expected. As we're watching the snapper, we did not know another larger fish is watching us. This is not just any fish. This is a bull shark, 8 feet long, coming right at us. The only thing we had for protection was the camera, so he swam toward the bull shark with the camera. When he saw the camera, he took off and swam away, and we never saw him again. So I guess they're not as scary as we thought. Another shark is going by. This shark is also about 8 feet long, but totally harmless. That shark is called a lemon shark. They call this shark a lemon shark because the skin is kind of a yellowy color. Lemon sharks don't bother anybody. They swim near the bottom. They eat things like crabs and lobsters and octopus and flatfish. But notice on the side of the lemon shark, you see some fish there. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. These fish, about 12 inches long, are called remora, also called shark suckers. They have suction cups in the top of their head. What they do, they stick themselves onto the side of the shark and go for a free ride stuck on the side of the shark. They're very lazy fish. Well, as the shark swims away, we turn around and we see some other elasmobranchs coming at us. What kind of elasmobranchs are these right here? Stingrays, yes. These are spotted eagle rays, and they're huge. They're about 4 feet wide. And they call them spotted eagle rays because they look like big eagles flying in the sky. They're not trying to attack us. They do have a stinger right there in their tail, but they're just checking us out. There's the eye, there's the mouth. And they have very beautiful golden rings in their back, golden spots. That's why they call them spotted eagle rays. And of course, remember, they are elasmobranchs, so they only have cartilage skeletons. They eat things like small fish. They don't bother us. They're just cruising along, checking us out. And as the spotted eagle rays go by, we look up, and we finally found a school of fish. Look right up here above the eagle rays, and we found a school of fish. Thousands of fish here, like a big cloud, but unfortunately, these are not the fish we're looking for. These fish are called jacks. What they're doing here, they're looking for food. The ocean's a hard place to find food because it's so big, so if you're in a school, all the eyes are looking in different directions. So it's easier to find food living in a school than it is by yourself. And that means if you're a small fish, you want to hide so these big fish don't see you. And that's exactly what we found hiding on Sean's back. Sean does not know, but he has a little fish using him as a bodyguard. That little fish right there. There he is. That little fish knows if he stays next to Sean, those bigger fish are not going to try to catch him and eat him. So he's staying right next to Sean for protection. Now, Sean does not know what's going on behind him this whole time. After a couple minutes, he's wondering why I'm videotaping the back of his head. So Sean turns around, gives me a funny look like, what are you doing? Has no clue what's happening right here. There he is, kind of looks at me kind of weird, and as he swims away, he goes with his little buddy, like little brother, big brother.
Well, we take a look at our dive computer and we find we're getting low on air, so it's time to get out of the water. We are so disappointed because we didn't see any whale sharks on that dive. But we do know that we have another chance later on. But first we stop in the shallow water, and now we decide to go snorkeling. No tank, just mass fin snorkel. The water's nice and warm, and look what we found there.
What are these animals here? They're manatees. These manatees are about 8 feet long, weigh about 2,000 pounds. It's one girl followed by 3 boys. And manatees are our favorite underwater mammal. They're like totally cool. They like to hang out with you. And of all the marine mammals in the ocean, manatees are the only ones that are total vegetarians. That's why they call them sea cows, because they eat underwater grasses. So after hanging out for a while, manatees turn around and go somewhere else. And now it's time for us to go back to the boat and continue our search for whale sharks. After lunch, we see some boats out here, fishing boats. So that means these fishermen are probably catching snapper. One of the fishermen comes by to show us what he's caught. These big fish here are the snapper. And the snapper, when they're together, they start laying eggs, which will attract the whale sharks. We're going to follow the fisherman, and he's going to show us where they found them.
So we do a nice giant step into the water again. There I am. There's Mr. Brown. Of course, Sean is out in front of us.
Hear that? Sean's shaking a shaker. Makes a sound we can hear. He's making a circle. It means he found a school of fish. Let's see what he's found. No, those are just the jacks again. Those aren't the fish we're looking for. Well, hey, look, down here, further down. About 80 feet down, we see this big school of fish, and those are the snapper. They've come off the bottom. I'm going down to check them out close up. I want to see what's going on here. And as I watch them, they are big fish, about 2 feet long, and they have big teeth, but they're not going to try to bite us. They're just kind of curious about us as we're curious about them. And as you're watching them, as they get close together, what happens, every single female snapper, all the girls, will lay about 10 million eggs apiece. So there are going to be millions and millions of eggs here, and that'll be food for the whale sharks. And that's why the whale sharks come here every summer to feed on the food these fish lay. Well, now, I don't want to disturb the snapper if they're ready to lay their eggs, so I'm going to swim above them and watch. And as I watch down below, look what I see. What is that? Whale shark. That whale shark is cruising along. It's about 25 feet long, and it sees the school of snapper, and watch what happens. The whale shark comes up to the school of snapper, it opens its mouth, and tries to suck up fish eggs. Unfortunately for this whale shark, the snapper have not yet laid their eggs. The snapper don't need to worry about being eaten by whale sharks because the throat of a whale shark is only a little bigger than the size of a grapefruit. They can't swallow anything really big. The whale shark realizes there's no eggs here, so the whale shark decides not to stop. It just keeps on going out the other side. When the whale shark leaves the school of snapper, look what the snapper do. As the whale shark leaves, some of the snapper start to follow the whale shark. The reason the snapper following the whale shark is this. You know how you get an itch, and when you want to scratch yourself, you just take your fingers and scratch yourself? Do fish have fingers? No. So if fish want to get scratched, they know whale sharks have rough skin. They just rub themselves into the side of the whale shark to scratch themselves. Well, the whale shark has now figured out the snapper have not yet laid their eggs, but the whale shark thinks it found some other animals laying eggs. The whale shark thinks that we are laying eggs. You see, when we're scuba diving, we're blowing air bubbles. Our air bubbles are about the same size and shape as fish eggs. So the whale shark thinks we're laying eggs. When the whale shark sees our bubbles, look what the whale shark does. The whale shark comes up. When it sees our bubbles, it swims right into our bubbles with its mouth open and starts swallowing all those little fish eggs. Of course, they're not fish eggs. When the whale shark realizes it's not food, the whale shark keeps on going and starts swimming out the other side. So the whale shark swims right through the bubbles and it starts heading right at us. Right now, that 25-foot-long whale shark is coming at us, probably weighs about 10 tons. There's that big mouth in front. There's one eye. There's the other eye. Before the whale shark runs into us, it turns, and it's so close I can actually reach out and touch it as it goes by. As the whale shark goes by, I'm so close, the tail hits my camera right here. She hit the camera, and look at the back. There's a shark sucker going for a ride. Well, the whale shark figured out we're not laying eggs, the snapper not laying eggs, so the whale shark leaves until the snapper lay eggs, but this activity has attracted the attention of other whale sharks in the area. So when that shark leaves, guess what's coming up behind us? Another whale shark, you're right. So we turn around, and there's a big whale shark right next to us coming at us. There's one nostril, the other nostril, there's the eye, the other eye, the big mouth. Now, as this whale shark goes by, notice the tail of this whale shark. As you watch the whale shark carefully, you will see the top of the tail has been chopped off. What happens, unfortunately, sometimes to whale sharks, a lot of times whale sharks will feed on the surface of the ocean where the plankton's floating. If there are boats going by, and if they don't see the whale shark in time, a boat could run over the whale shark. And that's what happened here. A boat propeller chopped off the top of the whale shark's tail. Fortunately, we see it's not bleeding, and it looks like it's healed properly, and the whale shark can still move, so it looks like it's okay. The whale shark is still getting around. Well, as that whale shark leaves, guess what's coming up behind us now? Another whale shark, you're right. And it's coming by to check out our bubbles. Right now, we have 3 whale sharks swimming all around us. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to follow that whale shark right there. And as I follow the whale shark, it moves so slow, you can actually swim along with it. It looks like the whale shark has stopped, but I'm actually swimming right next to it at the same speed. There it is. Notice how those big fins stick out, like big airplane wings. Those are the pectoral fins sticking out, like we talked about. And notice those 6 things here, those 5 things are the gill slits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The water goes in the mouth and comes out here. To identify every single whale shark on the planet, we photographed the side of the whale shark right here. It's like a fingerprint. All the spots are different. We compare that to other whale shark photographs. We can actually identify every whale shark in the ocean by the shape of their prints. Another cool thing about whale sharks, notice that spot. That's not the eye. The eye is right up here. That is a hole in the side of their head. There's one on each side. Those are called spiracles. Unlike other sharks, whale sharks don't have to move to breathe. They can lay in the bottom. When they're laying in the bottom, they can actually suck water in through that hole and breathe that way. And it goes across their gills. The eye is right here in front. And there's the eye. Another curious thing about whale sharks is their shape of their head. Most sharks have very pointed heads, very sleek. The whale shark has a flat head, like somebody run over with a steamroller. And the front of the mouth is in the front. Most sharks have their mouth in the bottom. Whale shark's mouth is in front. That's how they open their mouth up and suck up seawater. Okay, right now I've stopped. And the whale shark is still going. The whale shark is the biggest shark on the planet and probably the slowest shark on the planet. That's normal speed for a whale shark right there. As the whale shark swims away, notice how it seems to disappear. The whale shark has dark skin on top. It's like camouflage. It blends into the dark water where it lives. So you'd think a large animal would be easy to see in the ocean. It's not because it's so well camouflaged. it disappears as it goes into the deeper, darker water. Now the whale shark realizes we're not laying eggs, the snapper not laying eggs. The whale shark leaves to go wait for the snapper to lay their eggs. And as the whale shark leaves, we notice some fish coming by. You may recognize them. These fish are friends, the jacks, and they're trying to find some small fish to eat. And here they come. So if you're a small fish you want to hide somewhere, as the jacks go by, we found another animal trying to find some fish to eat. What kind of animal is that? Dolphins. It's a dolphin family. There's a mom, there's the calf, there's the dad. Mom sends the calf over with dad. Mom comes over to smile for the camera, checks out Sean and Mrs. Brown, sees what they're up to, and figures out we're probably not a lot of fun to play with. So she turns around and swims away.
Well, we take a look at our air gauge, our dive computer again. We find we're low on air, so it's time to get back out of the water, climb up the ladder, get on the boat, and wait for another chance to go in search of Dory's best friend, the whale shark.
Okay, lights please. Thank you. Now, before we show you what's in our big black box, Mrs. Brown has something she wants to say.
Well, I wanted to show you what a whale shark baby looks like, and I have one right here. Now, whale sharks, as you know, are fish. They are not mammals. So, but the whale shark has eggs that hatch inside the mom's body. So the babies come out alive after they've hatched out of their egg inside the mom's body. And this is the size of a whale shark when it comes out of its mom's body. And she could have dozens of them at a time. Mr. Brown, do we want to take some questions, a couple questions?
Yeah, then we'll show what's in the box.
Then we'll show what's in the
box. If you have a question, not a story, just raise your hand. Be happy to answer any questions you may have. This boy right here in the blue. Yes, go ahead. You have a question? Do sharks bite? All sharks can bite, but the question is, will they hurt you? Whale sharks definitely won't hurt you. They could bite you. We never had that problem because we're not food for the whale sharks, but if they did, they'd maybe scratch you at the most. So, yeah.
Okay, any other questions? I thought I saw a hand back there. No, okay. Oh, yes, right there. Go ahead. The whale sharks, oh, like would they play with you or come in and see you? Kind of felt that way when we were with them. Remember that Mr. Brown showed that shark that came to us? But I don't think they're really looking to play.
No.
I think
the whale
they
sharks
just wanted to see who we were.
I don't think they're quite as smart as other sharks. We've worked with other sharks around the planet, even great white sharks. When you're in the water with sharks, you can see them watching you and they're checking you out. But the whale sharks don't do that. They're just kind of cruising along, kind of like, do, just cruising along, just swim along, just keep swimming. And so, yeah, I don't think they really know what's going on, except they just collect food.
All righty, we've got two more hands over here. How about the one in the back? Yes, right. Do you have a question? Wait, I'll get the guy behind you first, okay? You're the little boy with the blue shirt. Yeah, does he have a question? I think it's a... We're just, okay. How about the other blue shirt? Go ahead. Oh, he does.
Okay,
tell us what's... Can't hear. Do whale sharks eat fish?
Yes, but little fish. They can't eat a big fish because it has to be small enough to go down their throat, and they have a very small throat. So they couldn't eat big fish. Like the jacks you saw swimming with, they couldn't eat the jacks or the snapper because they're too big.
So
they do eat little fish.
They go for the eggs, too. Yeah. Okay, and then the other blue shirt. Oh, couldn't hear that. Oh.
Do all sharks have teeth? Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
And they're always replacing them. So yes, they all have teeth. They don't always use their teeth. Like the two biggest sharks on the planet are just filter feeders. Besides the whale shark, you also have the basking shark that also is a filter feeder, and also you may have heard of a shark called the megamouth shark, and they also have very tiny teeth because they're also filter feeders.
That means they don't chew their food.
Right.
Okay, Mr. Brown, how can they ask more questions?
Oh, if you want to ask more questions, you can actually go to our website or go to our Facebook page. If you want to ask questions, send us an email. And no matter where we are on the planet, we'll be happy to send you back an email and answer your questions that way. Also, for any parents here with kids in school, we also travel around the country doing school assemblies. So if you want to check it out, just check out our Facebook, our website or Facebook page.
Okay.
Now, we don't have time to take you to Belize for real today, so we brought a whale shark with us. The whale shark we have is the same size as the one you saw us diving with a minute ago. This is a 25-foot long whale shark.
Oh, sorry. The wrong way.
This is the same size as the shark you saw in our picture just a minute ago. This is a 25-foot long whale shark. And to show you something about it, notice right here, here's the eye, and right here, there's that hole they can breathe from called the spiracle. Like most sharks, they have 5 gill slits. See the 5 here? So the water goes in the mouth, and it comes out here. Before it comes out here, of course, they extract oxygen from seawater. That's how they breathe. And something unusual about this shark compared to other sharks is that they have these kind of like ribs that run along the side of their body. Other sharks don't have those. We believe that because whale sharks are such a slow swimmer, that helps them when they swim really slow. It helps them direct water across their bodies. Something very curious. Another curious thing about the shark is, let me move this over a little bit. Right here, notice this fin. We talked about this earlier, and those are the pelvic fins. All sharks have pelvic fins, but I can tell by looking at that, that is a female great white shark. Because, I'm not a great white, I'm a female whale shark. If that was a male shark, coming out of the fins would be a long white finger, probably about that long, about that big around, coming out of each fin. And those show me it's a boy. They're called claspers. Girls don't have those. This is a female whale shark. Remember, they can grow over twice as long as the one you have here, so they're enormous. Besides being the biggest shark, remember they're a fish, so they're also the biggest fish as well. And they're also the deepest diving of all the fish. They can dive down to like 2,000 feet, so really cool. Okay, Mr. Brown?
All righty, everyone. If you would like to take a picture of the whale shark with your child in front of it, feel free. I'll let you organize that. Also, we have some shark jaws you may touch with 2 fingers. Let me see your 2 fingers, everybody. You may touch the shark with 2 fingers. You may touch the teeth with 2 fingers. Thanks so much, everybody.
Yeah.
You're a great audience.
You can feel
Thank
them.
you so much.
It feels kind of like Velcro. These are teeth right here. Right here. See, feel them?